Hey everyone, I'm Purge and welcome to another anime update video. Before I get started with what I've completed, what I've been watching, I thought I would go over a few of the recommendations I've watched in the past because I gotta say, they've all been really, really good. So if I go over to my anime list, now I mentioned in my first video that a few weeks ago I asked on the forums of analysts to give me some recommendations for short one-scene standalone shows with no associated movies or OVAs because at the time I was watching a couple of very long anime and I wanted something to break it up. In fact, one of those anime was Yu-Gi-Oh! So I thought I would actually go over some of them that I've actually watched. Now I started with 54. I've I'm actually now at 45. So I've watched 8. The ninth is there on my up next list, but I'll get to that when I get to what I'm watching. So I want to quickly go over some recommendations because apparently recommendations from people from other analyst users have all been pure gold so far. So I thought I'd go over a couple of recommendations I watched. So if we go to last updated, and it'll just um, put in order of what I actually watched. So the first recommendation I watched was Undead Murder Farce. It's a kind of Sherlock Holmes style mystery anime with supernatural, quite a lot of supernatural elements. Like there's vampires and monsters and demons and that kind of stuff. It was very very good. Now again, I'm going to be short with the synopsis of these because I've got 8 to go through. So there was that one. Second recommendation I got was Triage X, which is it's a action anime is pretty etchy. It's about a group of doctors who also are vigilantes that fight crime. It sounds a little weird, but it was pretty fun watched, pretty fun watch, I should say. Next up was Punchline. This came out of nowhere. I'd never heard of it before, and it's about the main character has to essentially stop the world from ending, and it's kind of etchy in that if the main character sees a girl's underwear, um, he causes the world to end, and that sounds really weird, but it all makes sense in context of the story. It actually turns into a really competent, character-driven story that involves time travel. It's a pretty good one. Punchline. It was pretty darn good. I actually really liked it. The next recommendation was Girls Last Tour. Um, really a really good kind of slow paced anime about two girls just traveling through this dilapidated post apocalyptic post war world and they're just trying to survive. It's very good at making you feel kind of despair and hope at the same time. It's cute, but it's dark. It's it's wholesome, but again, it's very bleak. It's very good at making making you feel two different ways at the same time you watch it. It's a really good one. Now, the anime, just to note, the anime doesn't have an ending. It just kind of stops. Now, if you wanted to get the ending, I've heard though that the ending, the manga, I should say, does have an ending. So I'll be reading that pretty soon. The next recommendation I got was Cyberpunk Edge Runners. This needs no introduction. This is really, really well liked. I think I mentioned Cyberpunk in my um, first anime update video. It's really, really good. So good, in fact, that it became one of the songs featured in it became a meme, and it massively increased the player base of the Cyberpunk game. Um, They Were 11 was the next recommendation I watched. It's a movie, and it's about a group of people trying to get into this prestigious academy. It's again, it's a sci-fi. It's a sci-fi setting, and they're trying to get into prestigious academy, and they've got to go through this trial where 10 of them are on this ship, and they've got to overcome this trial to get into the academy. However, when they get onto the ship, they find there's 11 people there, and they get really suspicious. They don't know what's going on. It's it's kind of the kind of social deduction motif going through the story. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it. The next recommendation was My Happy Marriage. So, and I mentioned that in I mentioned that in my last video. It's good, and that was it. I think so. I got eight. I've watched 8 recommendations. One, two, three, four, five, six. Um, didn't I watch 8 recommendations? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, eight. There you go. And I mentioned My Happy Marriage last time. Anyway, with that said, I just wanted to highlight the previous recommendations I've watched because they've all been really good, and you can see them all if you want to, because my analyst account is linked in all of these anime update videos. If you want to see them all, just go to my account and have a look. Anyway, let's get on with what I've actually finished, what I've completed since the last video. Let's have a look. So I did finish Killing Bites. I did mention this last time, but it's a battle royale anime fought between these people called therianthropes who have the traits of animals that give them superpowers, and they fight for these massive corporations. It's again, as I mentioned last time, it's kind of gory, it's edgy, and a pretty fun watch. Then I started and finished A Place Further Than the Universe. It's about a girl who, a schoolgirl who wants to do something with her life. She wants to go somewhere. She wants to do anything that she can, um, just for just to do something, basically, just to do something with her life. But she's always too scared to take the step. And then she meets another girl who wants to go to Antarctica for a very specific reason, which I won't get into because it's part of the story. And they kind of make plans to go, and it goes from there, and it's really, really good. Really good animation, really good investable characters, just a really sort of nice story about people just following their dreams. Really, really good. The next one I did is Free Ren Beyond Journey's End. Now, I started and finished it since the last video because I kind of binged this one. Now, this one is really, really popular. In fact, it's the #1 rated anime on Analyst, and it's also the #1 rated anime on My Anime List. Free Ren is really, really popular, and I gotta be honest, for good reason. It's a fantasy setting anime that revolves around a elf mage called Free Ren. There she is right there. She's been alive for at least 1,000 years, and the first episode starts with her and her party coming back to the city after being on a 10-year quest to defeat the Demon King, which they did. And what follows is a really interesting story of time passing and her meeting new companions and going on more adventures. The story is actually interesting. The characters are really good, and it kind of asks the question: what if everyone and everything around you changes, but you stay the same? And it's just really, really good. It's absolutely worth the hype. It would have got a perfect 10 from me. But I had a couple of niggles with it, which I won't go into because again that would be spoilers. But Free Ren is really, really good. I would highly recommend everyone to watch it. Really well done. Great animation as well. Really, really good looking, interesting battles. Just a great anime. So that is everything I finished since last video. So now we'll go on to watching. So pretty sparse here. So I watched 3 more episodes. I watched 2 more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Still good. I like it. And I watched 3 more episodes of Undead Unluck. Again, I'm still kind of rationing it because I really, really like it. This is gonna get a really, really high rating once I finished it. I know, I can tell it's just really, really good. And again, I won't go on to like the story of these because I did in the previous video. Now I'll quickly go over. That's all watching. I'll quickly go over the up next editions. Now my up next list has changed a little bit. So I've added because like obviously last time like still the Gushing Over Magic was on there, like Beyblade Metal Fusion was on there, but I've added since then. Obviously I've watched a few anime on the up next list, so I've added now the Island of Giant Insects movie. Now this is a pretty infamous film. It's essentially just about giant bugs killing people. Apparently, it's pretty gory. Apparently, it's pretty etchy. And above all, apparently, it's a pretty bad film. It's just a bad film. It's gotten really bad reviews. Now, I'm planning on watching this with someone, so maybe it'll be just a fun watch to watch with someone. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a laugh out of it. It'll be so bad it's good. We'll see. The next one, the next addition to the up next list is Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. Now, this is actually another one of the recommendations I got. I randomly picked it from my recommended list and put it in up next because I'm going to watch it very soon. It's a kind of, I don't know much about it. It's a kind of like action comedy where the two characters named Panty and Stocking, I think, are fallen angels, and they do missions for people. I could be completely wrong about that because I completely forgot what the synopsis is. But yeah, apparently it's pretty fun, and I've been told to watch the English dub on this one because apparently the English dub is very good, so I'll do that. So, and as I said before, I only ever watch one recommendation at a time. I never watch more than one recommendation at a time because I think to myself, well, if people are going to take the time to recommend something to me, at least the least I can do is give it my full attention. So I only ever watch one recommendation at a time. And to be honest, even though I'm watching multiple anime, when I start watching a recommendation, I tend, 99% of the time, I tend to just binge it and not watch anything else until it's finished. So there you go. So basically, folks, that's it for this update. We've gone through the recommendations, what I've completed, what I'm watching, and what's in new additions to up next. So, there you go. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please give it a subscribe, maybe a like, maybe a comment. It all helps out, it's all good. And that's it. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.